The Elder Scrolls Online Tamriel Unlimited releases on console on June 9th. This guide will help you get started with the game and understand the basic concepts of how gameplay works. It will also provide an overview of the many tools available to make your experience easier. The game provides the player with many choices. You can be any of several races, but unless you have purchased a specific bundle, you will be limited to a faction that the race belongs to. There are a total of 10 races available and 3 factions. The Imperial race must be purchased specifically. It is a wildcard race that can be available for any faction. Otherwise, you will have Altmer, Postmer, and Khajiit for the Almeri Dominion, Nord, Dunmer, and Argonian for the Ebonheart Pact, and Breton, Redguard, and Orc for the Daggerfall Covenant. There are 4 available classes in the Elder Scrolls Online: is the Dragon Knight, Sorcerer, Templar, and Nightblade. Since you may choose whichever weapon and armor you wish, all classes are versatile in regards to roles. However, the race you choose will have specific racial bonuses that are better for certain aspects. For example, if you're planning on a Magicka build using destruction stuff, going with an Altmer would be ideal. But how does the faction affect your experience? Even if you can select any race for any faction, your choice will determine your starting area and your quest progression. It will also limit your PvP campaign to the faction that you have selected. You may join a guild in another faction, but you will only PvP for your own faction, and you may only quest in your own faction. Unless until you are level 50, where Cadwell Silver allows you to travel to a secondary faction and complete quests there at your own level. There are over 1,000 quests in the Elder Scrolls Online. Of special note is the justice system. This aspect of the game was introduced long after original release and added more depth to town mechanics. Through thievery, you may obtain special skills and trophy items, but you risk high penalties in gold and confrontations with guards in otherwise safe zones. Stealing an item undetected is very difficult, and your bounty will go up if you try to escape from the guards. In most cases, you will not be able to do so. You can check the in-game tutorial that explains how fences and other justice system mechanics work. The world has several way shrines that you must discover and allow you to fast travel from one place to the other at no cost. Alternatively, you can recall to any way shrine for a sum of gold at any given time, except when you are in Cyrodiil. You may also fast travel to any member in your group, which is very convenient for visiting dungeons that you have not yet discovered. To go through Tamriel, you will need to use a mount. This can be purchased from the stable master or the crown store in varying speeds and looks. Mounts can also be customized after purchase to provide more speed, which is good for PvP, more stamina, which is not useful because it is bugged, and inventory space, which is incredibly useful for crafters. You can increase your mount's stats once every 20 hours, so log in daily. Inventory management is an integral part of most MMOs, but the Elder Scrolls series in particular needs attention to this area. You will start with a certain amount of slots, but you will soon need to visit the bank. The bank is found as a chest icon in most of the major cities. You will have to visit a banker and then open your own bank, where you can withdraw or deposit items. You may increase your bank space, but it is quite costly. You may also use your guild bank that has 500 spaces. However, This is only available after your guild has reached a certain member's threshold. We will talk more about guilds later. Storage space is important for crafters, particularly for those planning on doing provisioning. You will also be using the mailing system. Through mail, you will receive items from your hirelings if you have unlocked their corresponding skills. Legendary crafted materials are obtained through the hirelings, so make sure to unlock them. You will also receive system and questing notifications through the mail, so check it often. If you are having trouble with inventory and you cannot buy any more bag space from the bag vendor, you should use the mailing system. You can send items to your friends while you are out in the field and have them return the mail. This way, they get stuck in your inbox and you can reclaim them when you have time and space. The Elder Scrolls Online features a crafting system similar to most modern MMOs. There are 6 professions, and you can choose whichever and as many as you want. However, you have to invest points into a skill line in order to make it viable, so it is unlikely that you will take more than 1 or 2 crafting professions. Crafting has many raw materials that are processed into components. If you have the right skill points, you can then improve the quality of the items you have crafted or found. Be mindful that you may destroy the item in the process. Enchanting is one of the hardest crafts to level up and understand. There are many combinations of glyphs by level and quality, so we have crafted tables that give you an easy comparison. The objective for equipment crafters will be to create special crafted sets. These sets may only be forged at special crafting stations, as shown in the maps. Each set will require that you learn 2 or more traits, which are special characteristics that one may apply to crafted armor via stones. Trait learning is done by researching items that you have found. This consumes real-world hours and is done per piece, so every part of your equipment must be researched separately. This makes it into a really time-consuming affair. To level up crafting, you can use wreaths. Wreath boards are in all major cities and provide you a crafting quest that you will then turn in for inspiration and some item rewards. Keep in mind that the most effective way to level up your crafting is by deconstructing items that you have found or that other players have crafted. You will earn skill points through leveling up, questing, and sky shard gathering. Skill points are then used to unlock abilities for your character. You may choose any armor you want and can improve innate abilities and guild skills. You may also choose any weapon line that you want, regardless of your class, and further your racial and class skills. Having skills slotted, even if never used during combat and quest completion, will grant them experience, unlocking further levels in that line and giving you access to morphs and eventually an ultimate ability. You will also receive a quick swap secondary bar at level 15 that allows you to quickly switch between 2 weapons and setups, allowing you to change roles swiftly. The champion system is unlocked at level 50 and opens powerful passive skill trees that players can invest their champion points into. These points are earned by gaining experience only, however there is a rest bonus gain when you're not online. If you want to change your build, you will have the possibility to reset your attribute, skill and champion points at the capital city of your faction through a rededication shrine for a hefty gold fee. There is also a respec scroll at the crown store. To combat other players, you will have to travel to Cyrodiil. First, select a home campaign to be part of. Campaigns last days or weeks, and the 3 factions will battle it out to capture farms, keeps, and elder scrolls. In the Alliance War tab, you can see how your faction is doing. You can also have a look at the bonuses that lumber mills, farms and quarries grant you and your fellow Alliance players. Having Elder Scrolls gives specific powerful boosts. Once you have finished the set of starter quests, you can begin the daily bounties. These bounties and participation in large battles and takeovers are what increases your PvP rank and grants you the PvP currency, Alliance points, which are used to buy PvP sets and gear. To travel in Cyrodiil, you must use the transit network, and you can only access zones connected by your faction's resources. You may not port to another player, nor fast travel behind enemy lines. To return to the PvE zone, you have to use the way shrine at the beginning area of your faction. Guilds are player groups that you can join. You can be a member of up to 5 guilds and may create your own guild if you wish. Guilds are associated with a specific faction and have their own progression, unlocking a special guild bank with 500 spaces at 10 members and the possibility to recruit a guild trader at 50 members. Be mindful that members are counted per account, not per character. Being part of a guild gives you access to easy chat and tracking features for your friends, and the guildmaster may set special ranks and permissions for members or design custom heraldry that members may wear to fight. You can also become part of one or several trade guilds and access their guild trader and be able to post your auctions within them. Guildmasters can keep track of logs to see who has accessed the bank and what has happened in the guild recently. You can find player guilds or add them on the Wiki page. Our final tip refers to sets and customization. This is where the game shines the most. Combinations of crafted PvP and monster sets are sure to keep you entertained for a long time, and the availability of this throughout your leveling experience is also a contributor to your progression. Sets have 2, 3, 4 and 5 piece bonuses, so you can spend a long time finding the best combination for your build amongst the many different variations of them. Most sets are random drops from enemies in that level. There is nothing for you to do except farm or trade, unless you are after a specific PvP or monster set, in which case you will need to get the right amount of points or defeat a specific boss. You may also want to use crafting styles that can be found throughout the world and learned by the crafter in order to produce the specific output. These styles affect armor of all kinds and weapons, giving variety that aligns with the racial traits they convey. You may also buy fancy outfits from the Crown Store or obtain special costumes from your questing. Specific sets and monster sets also have their special looks, so look out for rewards after level 50 from doing pledge bosses. If you want to customize further, you can also use dice. Dice can create some wonderful variations, and they are unlocked by completing in-game achievements. Thank you for watching this guide. I hope it has been helpful. If you liked it, make sure to drop by the wiki at Fextralife and add your own tips for other players.